Do you ever think that people who are retired could benefit from having a job? We are having parking wars on my street, and it involves people who are retired and probably have nothing else to do with their time but think about this. Now, let me set this up for you. Our street is very narrow. We are only allowed to park on one side of the street, the opposite side of the street to where I live. My neighbor on this side of the street and his wife go to work at different times. So the wife's car is typically in the garage. If she has to go to work first, her husband will move the car out onto the street and park it in front of a neighbor's house. Of course, you're all in front of a neighbor's house across the road. His wife leaves for work and then he leaves for work. At the opposite end of the day, the reverse happens. Until the wife's car is home and in the garage, the husband parks his car on the street and then he will move it in to his own driveway. Well, turns out the house he'd been parking in front of, they don't like anybody parking in front of their house. Neighborhood wars have ensued. Yelling, screaming. I don't know who they think owns the street. None of us own the street. At the end of June, nobody was parked in front of that house. The neighbor across the street opens his garage, and in it is a little sports car that he's been working on for years. Doesn't he just pull that car out and he parks it in front of his house so that nobody can park there? That car has been there for nearly 3 weeks. Finally, the property manager got involved and he issued an edict that said nobody can park on the streets overnight. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., you run the risk of getting ticketed because bylaw can come in and do that now. Well, that little car made it back in that garage pretty darn quickly. Somebody needs a job.